everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm coming from you from a like a little different area. I'm actually in my truck today and I'm praying, fingers crossed, that the audio is sounding okay. So I've got this Rode like shotgun mic, I think they're called, on top of this camera. I've never used it before and I've had it for like a month now. So like it could be defective and not even work, and it'd be too late for me to take it back because I bought it and I never tried it out and it doesn't work, but I hope it does, and I hope the audio sounds good. So today I'm just in the truck. I bought a brand new truck this weekend and I had to turn off the AC. I don't want it to be too loud, but I'm not here to talk about that really. What I want to talk about is how YouTube changed my life. I know this is a rather weird topic to talk about, but here lately I've gone through kind of a rough patch. So YouTube has been a very integral part of my life since 2012. It's literally been all that I've done since 2012. I'm 20 years old now. I started YouTube when I was 14, and I did it all throughout junior high. I was in the 8th grade. Then I did it all throughout high school, and it's something that everybody's always known me for. It's just, hey, you know, he does YouTube. He doesn't work. He doesn't have a normal job, as people like to call him. And that's true. I've never really had a normal job. There's been two instances in my life. One was the summer going into my 9th grade year of high school. I worked at a snow cone factory. And then the other job was actually recently. It was last summer in July. I worked at a home healthcare company doing data entry, which is basically just computer stuff. I'm somewhat handy when it comes to computers, but I did that just to get out the house. I really wasn't focusing on YouTube at all. And one thing I've always struggled with in my life is work ethic. I've never really had the best work ethic, and I think I've done a pretty good job of it this year in 2018. I made this like goal and this promise to myself, like, hey, I'm always going to, or from here on out, I'm never going to go a period of time without uploading a video. Starting in 2016 all the way up until really 2018, I was hit or miss with videos. I would post, you know, I would post maybe 1 month solid content, and then I would disappear for 3 months. And it's just that really bad work ethic. YouTube brings in very good money. YouTube, it really does, especially with this fan base I've built with all of you guys. You guys are my friends. Every single one of you who watch my videos and support the channel, you know that the YouTubers you're watching are making money from it. And that's a great thing. I was able to turn this thing that I started out as a hobby. I was able to turn this into a job. And backtrack into, well, I'm gonna continue on. So I did the data entry stuff for a few months, and then my girlfriend, we kind of hooked her up with the job. It's kind of a family-run business. So she took that spot and I started focusing on YouTube. And 2018 has been by far the most successful year I've ever had on YouTube. And we're only 4 months in. And I had only missed one upload until March 16th or 17th, I want to say it was, in 2018. And since then, I've hit this like rough patch, and it's been like hit or miss the last 2 weeks. I've posted like 3 or 4 or 5 videos. And I feel really bad about it. It's been eating at me. I feel like I need to be putting out videos, and then I feel like I'm forcing the videos and they're not as good as they could be. And I'm a firm believer in quality over quantity. But with YouTube being like a main source of income, not really suffering right now. And I never really suffered before as far as not posting videos, because the stuff I have posted has always done very good. But I've always had this like looming fear in the back of my head is like, what do I do if YouTube doesn't work out? Because it's really all I know. The only resume I've built is, you know, from YouTube, which it can go a long way as far as like SEO, search engine optimization, getting videos out there, marketing, titling things right, and even advertising. I personally think, and I have a lot of people in my like close support system in real life tell me, and even you guys tell me, hey, you know, the stuff's good. You've got a good personality. You might have big eyebrows and sound like Kermit the Frog, but hey, the content is great. But with this rough patch I've been going through, I've done it before, and I always end up just, it keeps going downhill, 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 and then I'm like, all right, we're gonna get back on the YouTube grind. I come up with all these ideas. I mostly plan my videos out a month ahead. And then it really just, with anything, it takes one day. All it takes is one day to get thrown off track. I used to work out all the time. Missed a couple days. Those days turn into weeks. Those weeks turn into months. Thankfully, it hasn't turned into years. As of March 8th, I've been working out every single day this month. I've started doing that again. And it's been great. I've been focusing on fitness. I was getting a little chubby for a while. I wasn't being active. I was focusing on YouTube. And one thing I've always done that I regret is I will get in this groove of I'll start going to the gym and working out, but YouTube, I will slowly decline on the videos, and it just happens because of that horrible work ethic. And I think the first step in anything is admitting there's a problem. And that's what I hope to convey with this video. Like, hey, I have this problem. So like, I will upload videos consistently for a while, then I'll start working out, and then the videos die down, the gym goes good, and then the gym goes down, and I start doing videos. I come up with all these ideas. Back to what I was saying a moment ago of me like planning all my videos out ahead of time. I do that. And then I don't know, there comes a point where I feel like the videos are being forced, and I don't want to put out the content for you guys to just tell me, dude, this sucks. It's obviously forced, you know? Because like I said, the money is great, but for me, even though it is my source of income, it pays for my bills, it allows me to have nice things, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. I also feel like it's my job to do a good job at that and to entertain you guys and to not let you down. So today's a weird day. I went and had lunch with my little brother. He's 15. I haven't ever really done that before. We've really not ever been too close. He lives with his dad. I live by myself. Before that, I lived with my grandma. He still lived with his dad. It's always just been a weird deal. And I don't know, I just felt like, hey, let's go out and eat today. So we did that, and it was great. And it really just got me thinking, like, about the small things in life. Like or the more important things, like material objects are nice. Wearing nice clothes, having nice, whatever it may be. Whatever your circumstances are, just be thankful with what you've got. And that brings me to kind of what I want to talk about now and how YouTube changed my life. So growing up, I never had it bad, but I also never had this like lavish lifestyle that some of you guys might have or that some of your friends may have. So growing up, I would say we were like a lower middle class family. I always compare it to the Titanic. Like if we were on the Titanic, I'd probably be in third class, which was like the area down there with like the freaking roaches and the people who got treated like crap. So it's a weird comparison, but I've always thought of it that way. Or we might have just been able to squeeze onto the middle class, but I had a good childhood growing up. I feel like I caught the tail end of the 90s babies. I was born in 1997, but as far as like video games and stuff and kids nowadays, a lot of little kids, my 6-year-old brother, he's just addicted to his tablet and not really going outside as much and playing. When I was growing up, I always rode my bike. I had a buddy, his name was Chase, and he lived next door to my grandma, and we'd always ride our bikes around. We would have fake guns and play freaking robbers and cops and pretend we were soldiers with these guns and just walking around outside. And those are memories that are gonna last me a lifetime unless I get like dementia or something I can't remember anymore. But I had it great growing up, and then I obviously played a little bit of video games. I had a PlayStation 2 back then, and it was great. And, but as far as like the material stuff, I used to focus on the material stuff all the time growing up, and I think that's a normal thing. You know, I always wanted the newest clothes. We never lived in like the super nice housing districts that a lot of my friends did. But my mom was a single mom most of my childhood. I never had a father figure in my life, never really known my dad too well. I've met him on 2 different occasions. But other than that, I mean, the last time we spoke was in November of last year. And I initiated the contact, and then really haven't heard from him since. But before that, it had been about like 6 years, and he lives like 8 or 9 hours away from me, so I don't even get to see him. Or even if I wanted to make the trip, I could. I don't know, it's just one of those things that, like, growing up, I never knew him. So even though he is my dad, I don't have any hate or contempt towards the guy. I just don't know him. It's just like a friend, a distant friend to me, basically. It's just like, yeah, there's that guy, you know. But as far as like that father-son love, that stuff has never existed. And that don't bother me. I don't have any daddy issues when it comes to that. But anyways, it's so easy to get off topic with these videos. I started YouTube in 2012. It was something I always wanted to do. I don't know why. I always saw these Call of Duty videos at the time, the commentators, and I thought it was cool. I come up with so many ideas in my head that I wish these guys would have done, but nobody ever did. So that left me to do them, and I felt it was my calling. It was a big hobby at the time. I was a super big introvert. My mom had married a guy. She's still married to him. He's a great guy. and I was an introvert. I never came out of my room. I just sat in there and played the game. And I had all these friends, these grown-up guys I would play the games with, and they really taught me a lot about life. My good buddy Stan was one of those guys. I just learned a lot about everything and how to cherish the little stuff and how material items don't matter. A few weeks ago, it was actually last Sunday, I went and I bought some new clothes. I bought $250 worth of clothes. I bought like 20 shirts, a bunch of shorts and jeans, and I've never done that before. I've always worn the same clothes, like gym shorts and like t-shirts. I'm not real big on like the dressing to impress kind of stuff. Like, yeah, there's occasions where you look good, but I feel like J. Cole, one of his songs, he said, "From here on out, my hair grow out and I care nothing about opinions." And like that's always stuck with me too, because like I've learned that even like in high school, I wore flip-flops every day. I wore gym shorts and a t-shirt. I didn't care what I wore. There was a moment where I did, and then I got to a point where I didn't care because it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, who cares what people think of you? That's something I've come to learn in my 20 years of life, and I feel like I've accomplished a lot in my 20 years of life, and I really owe it to all of you guys, and I really owe it to the website, YouTube, because like I said, growing up, I had all these visions in my head of things that I wanted, things that I didn't have, and if I wanted them, I had to go out and get them. That's what I did. The reason I started YouTube was just because of the ideas I had, and I thought they were cool, and I just wanted to have a lot of subscribers. I mean, isn't that why anybody starts a channel? You know, they want to get subscribers, they want their videos to be viewed. That's the honest to God truth, you know, and if somebody tells you otherwise, it's most likely not true at all. That's a lie, because everybody wants their stuff to be viewed. You upload things for people to view. So when people are like, "Oh, you did this for views," I'm like, duh, that's what anybody does. But the YouTube stuff has slowly been like a big snowball effect, and it slowly took off throughout the years. And it's been great. You guys have been with me through some of the toughest times in my life where I was super depressed. You guys were my escape. I've never been one to party. I've never been one to like drink and use that as like a source to escape from my like pain. I'm pretty good now. I'm not depressed anymore, and I'm feeling happier than I ever have in my life. I'm 20 years old. I've never had a drink of alcohol. I've never done any of that. YouTube was always my escape. YouTube, you guys were always just my getaway. You know, I'm a pretty outward appearing person. I'm not very shy. I used to be very shy. YouTube has also helped me accumulate like social skills, being able to talk to people, being able to look at a wall and talk to a wall, or like a camera lens, and just talk to myself in my truck in my alleyway outside my house. Like you know, it's awesome. I've learned a lot from YouTube, a lot about myself, just from literally talking to a computer screen and playing games, and it's the greatest gift in the world. So the message I can convey to you guys, whether you're older than me, whether you're younger than me, it might stick out and appeal to a lot of the younger guys, but don't fret on the material objects. If you're growing up and your mom and your dad or whoever you live with are just doing whatever they can, busting their ass for you, I know you won't realize it right now, but later on down the line, you'll probably realize that, you know what, they were doing everything they could. And I was a very blessed guy, and I'm very lucky. And that's what I think when I look back, you know. I used to be so worried about having the new clothes and all this stuff, and my mom was working so hard, and I just didn't appreciate it at the time. So I always have this looming guilt with me occasionally, like, man, you know, I can't believe I was like that. But as you grow older, you mature, and those things become much more clear to you. Like, yes, back to the whole, like, truck thing that I bought this weekend. It's a 2017 Silverado, for those of you wanting to know, but like, it's something I've always wanted, and I'm in a position to where I was able to do that, and it just paid off, and it worked out great, and I'm beyond grateful for that. And in 20 years of my life, just from doing YouTube, and what I owe to this website is I moved out when I was 19. I've got my own small little house. Just right there in the background. I've also got another truck right here. This one is just a really low orange truck. It's just something I like to cruise around in. Like, that's the stuff that I've been able to do by just staying dedicated, not letting what people say get me down, because for the longest time, people told me, dude, you gotta quit the YouTube stuff, you gotta get a real job, this is stupid, and I just always saw past that, because I always felt that there was something greater about the site, and that I had more potential than just graduating high school and getting a 9-to-5, or graduating high school and going to college. I saw this meme earlier, and it said, you just paid Or you pay $100,000 to go to college just to work a $40,000 job when you graduate. And like, that's pretty true, man. College is expensive, but I'm not deferring you guys saying, hey, don't go to college, don't do this and that. No, follow your dreams is what I'm trying to say. Do what you want to do, follow your gut, because at the end of the day, it's not what your parents want. I understand your parents are looking out for your best interest, but it's what you want. And life is a live and learn process. Every day you go through like different trials and tribulations and stuff. But for me, it's always been a learning experience. I've always learned from my mistakes. I've always just grown as a person, I feel like. So YouTube has changed my life, and I owe it all to you guys, and I want to thank you for that. Sorry for the inconsistency the past 2 weeks. I promised to get back on it. I just had to let you guys know what's going on, because there's these days where it gets to like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm like, man, I didn't upload a video. I haven't done anything today. And it just eats at me, and I feel bad about it. And I promised myself at the beginning of the year, I am not going to do this. I'm not going to be inconsistent. And while I've already let myself down a little bit by missing like 10 or 11 uploads so far this year, you know, some say a break is needed every once in a while, but I feel like that's an excuse. I should have kept going, and from here on out, I promise to just keep going. There might be a couple day breaks in between because, hey, you got to take time to just realize, hey, you know, we need to take a step back, evaluate things, make sure it's all good in the hood, and then just keep going. Because in life, you just got to keep going, because nothing is going to wait for you. So with that said, thank you guys for stopping by. I hope the mic quality came out good. If you want to see some more truck vlogs, or if you want to see me do a tour of the orange truck or the blue truck, let me know. I've always strayed away from the stuff because people like to say, oh, you're just gloating, you're bragging about this and that. But no, I've worked hard for this stuff in my life, and you guys are a part of my life, just, you know, like anybody else in my family is. So I like to keep you guys as included as possible in that, because I owe you the world. You guys have given me all this amazing stuff, and it helped me grow as a person. So thank you for that. My name is Zach Cox. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all tomorrow with some more gaming videos. So until then, take it easy, my friends.